Here we go. So Euro JPY is something that I've been looking out on early. I've been quite on it. I just thought I'd push it back 15 minutes because markets weren't moving, and obviously it was a good job I did because obviously this was the 15 minute candle and things like yen. I was targeting to go the other way. Aki, yes, there will be. Right. Morning. Right, let me just get ready. So I've got everyone joining here. So we're going to obviously go, again, like always, trading, if it's done properly, is actually boring because you need to get in a very good routine. Otherwise, mind's going to waver and it's going to be going all over the place. We need to obviously make sure we're obviously in our good routine. We're not rushing. There's always going to be trades here. So we've obviously got the dollar, all right, which is reacting to 99. I'm actually a bit confused on the dollar. We've obviously had this consolidation here marked up. It's pretty much holding. You obviously couldn't argue that it's not. This is holding well. Um, you know, yeah. So we've obviously just got to wait and see, obviously, what's gonna happen. Um, we're obviously, I would love this to break out of this area, and it's gonna make it a lot easier. It'd be interesting to see next week. This is where this this government blackout, is starting to get hard. All right, because no one really is. It's all anticipation. There's no news to base or no data. All right, to base anything off. Everything's hype. The China talks hype. No one really knows. No one's in that room. Um, how is the US economy getting on? No one knows because there's no data. All right, so everything is at the moment around the US dollar is hype driven, and obviously as every single pair revolves around the US dollar, it's very hard, to obviously trade. This week's been tough, but you know what, we've not done too bad. So I've been pretty happy. I'm pretty sure we're profitable this week. So let's see what we're looking at here. Now let's just have a quick look to see if there's been any changes in regards to um, the flow. So we've got NZD, GBP. All right, if you want to grade strength, I do it first on NZD. We're basing it on this number here. All right. Oh, sorry, I do it first on all the yen pairs just because yen is always to the right. It makes it easy, makes it quick, and then obviously you can cross-reference it across the US dollar pairs. So we've obviously got NZD, GBP, USD, Swiss, Euro, AUD, CAD, and then yen, but CAD and yen are very close. I still think yen's going to trend to the upside. One pair I really would like to extend is actually GBP, JPY. I think there's going to be a bit of optimism on the pound, as we can see here. We had some good retail data this morning. It means spending's good, spending's rising, and obviously, money exchanging hands. Consumers earn it. They obviously put it into retailers, which that's obviously businesses. So obviously that's how the cycle of money goes. So if more people are spending, it's better for the economy because obviously it means that money is changing hands. Uh, in a good way, because that's what every country wants. Um, so yeah, let's wait and see. I think pound in general should strengthen. So there was a couple of pairs which I'm looking at here. Let's just go on to this just very quickly. We got so the stock market's starting to make a little bit of a comeback here. Obviously had the huge drop, but obviously we're having a bit of a comeback. We're obviously at this equal high here. So are we going to push through? They've all kind of recovered. Yields are starting to drop, and like I've said, typically this should drag the dollar to the downside. So if anyone wants an extra kind of dollar confluence, add the US 10-year yields on, and then slowly start to implement it. But it'll just give you a bit of direction. You don't want to worry too much about trends or equal highs, equal lows. Anything like that. I just obviously monitor it, in regards to risk and obviously helping me try and assess at the moment what is happening. But yeah, as you can see here, it is trending to the downside. The lower this goes, the lower it's going to drag the dollar. Now, let's wait and see obviously what's happening here. GBP I do like. We've obviously got a relatively strong pound. We've come up and tested the equilibrium. The only thing that's worrying me, we've broken through this Asian high and we've broken through this support here. So I'd like to break back above that, um, and then potentially, look to buy from here. I don't want to buy from down here because we've obviously got, another, like we always, say, imagine you're, running with a crash helmet on and you've got obviously a few brick walls in front of you. The obviously less brick walls you've got, the further you're going to go. So if we're trying to buy from here, we got the average volume of the Asian session, which we're below. We've got this high, which we're below. So we do need to be a little bit careful here, in regards to obviously what we're looking at. We've also got the Asian high, there's a lot here. So, we obviously need to be a bit careful and cautious, but I'm just going to monitor this, obviously what yen does overall. I'd much rather be entering from here with a nice, push up and back. I think that this is a retracement, but we'll wait and see. If I was going to play yen to the downside, it would either have to be CAD or it would have to be euro. But obviously these have already, moved here. I was monitoring this move. I just wanted a little push up here before we obviously had this continuation, but it's kind of gone. The other ones I'm kind of looking for here, GBP AUD. I do like this. If we're looking at a higher time frame, what we want to be targeting, it's a little bit tricky. We've obviously got a lot of support here. So, you could potentially be targeting this area here on a daily. Let's just have a look here. If we go on a 4 hourly, could even push it down into this level here for equal, equal high. Or, as obviously trend is trending to the downside, what we spoke about yesterday, you could obviously box this up and put and aim for this area here, right? So it's us going against trend. Obviously if trend was to continue, then it's going to do something like this, yeah. But obviously, if we've had this confidence here, there would be reason to obviously take this trade to the upside here. I do like this. And I like that this, level here is holding. So let's just monitor to this for 15 minutes, and obviously see how this candle reacts, and then we can obviously take it from there. Dollar pushing up. So, again, if we're going to be playing the dollar in regards to the strength card, euros one, all right, where we're obviously going to have to monitor this. Let's just have a little scave out here and see what we're looking for. We've currently got a little bit of a channel forming here. If we push that down, a little bit of a channel forming here. Let's just go zoom out a little bit. Hmm. I mean, euro on a lower time frame does look, or sorry, on a higher time frame does look like it wants to come down and test into this area. However, last two daily candles have been a bit of a mixed kind of bag here. So let's just go back on the daily one more time. We'll class that as a nice level of support. We've got 1600 here. So we've got 1600, which is obviously, lining up with everything. So let's just have a look at this. Yeah, I'd probably like to see this level here break. Um, so if we're going to go with dollar strength, I'd like to see something like this happen. Let's just have a look at what we would be targeting. We'll be targeting these lows here. All right, you can see these wicks here, right? If dollar does continue to strengthen, which it doesn't seem to be weakening for any reason. T today's obviously a Friday. That's more than plausible to obviously have a trade like this. It isn't crazy pips. Um, so let's wait and see. I do quite like that. Euro, pound. I'm gonna kind of wait on that one. God, yen is really starting to strengthen. Yen is really starting to strengthen. Let's have a look at USD JPY. That's here. Yeah. So see, even USD JPY is starting to reject here. So let's wait and see. Obviously, Euro's going to flown. Yeah, look at that. That's horrible. Horrible candle. And then obviously CAD too. Right? Why have these ones flown more than anything? This is where your strength chart is always going to help you because, look at it. We're obviously basing the top pairs against the bottom. If yen is going to strengthen, which it is, if you look here, yen is now in this position here. All right, it's already overtaken. So let's just have a little look in regards to NCD GBP. So yeah, GBP AUD is going to be looking like our best bet at the moment because obviously it's the weakest or potentially a GBP CAD. I would like this area here tested and then obviously to buy from here. Let's just have a look at where we will be targeting. Potentially this area here. We can have the beauty of this is it's not a crazy stop loss. Got like a 12 pip stop loss. So I'm going to put this one in. There we go. So I think pound is a bit lagging this morning. So let me put GBP in. Here we go. So let me just GBP CAD buy. So we've got that one in. That's what we're kind of looking at here. We've got a little bit of support there. I do like GBP AD. I'm just trying to find a reason for us to enter it here. Yes, obviously we're trending to the upside. Higher time frames we're trending to the downside here. We're obviously flirting with the opening range lower end. We're obviously above the 50 EMA, but obviously we're then crossing on this, So I'm just trying to find a reason to. I think I would prefer to be entering down here, targeting this area here. Yeah, it's a nice trade that. Very nice. But obviously we just need to wait and see what's going to happen. I think we need to leave this for another 15 minutes if this doesn't do it. So let's move it into this area. And let's have a look. I would prefer to be entering here. So I'm going to put that in. Obviously, I want to wait for this 15 minute to close. Or do I? I mean, if you look at this, we've got another lower time frame, 15-minute consolidation here. You know, everything's kind of everything's there. So let's put this in because I don't want anyone to miss it because I'm here and I haven't done it. Right. Yeah, you do. One that I like the look of was gold here. All right. So I do like gold. I'm gonna, monitor. There has been a bit of a trend, right? I don't know if you guys have noticed where there's been a lot of profits taken on a Friday. And I wonder if that is because, lots of the trade talks happen across the weekend. It's out of everyone's control until obviously Sunday night when market opens. That's my kind of, theory behind it. I was like in this area here because we obviously had the Asian, low here. We obviously had the upper range of the, London Open. So I do like whatever happens, feel free to draw this on. We've obviously got the lower, the Asian low here, and then the London opening range, which is from 7 till 7:30. I think this is going to be a key player for gold. All right, I'm going to just put a box there, and I'll screenshot in key area for gold. I'm going to put Asian low and then upper range of London opening range. All right. So this area here is key. I'm going to put a circle here as well because if we, we've obviously got two possibilities here. We come up here, retest, and then can continue, which I think might happen. Um, or we've got, option number two, where we do something like this and then continue to the upside here. So I'm going to put that into the group for everyone to see because I think gold, I do like that. I might even I might even take a gold trade myself later because I do think um, you know, um, gold key area of London. There we go. Let's have a little look at this. Mm, there you go. Cool. Right. So that's the three so far. Just have a look. We obviously do have PMI data, so I'm just going through the chat a bit. So Simon, yes, we've obviously got some data which obviously we need to be a bit wary of. But I think if retail data was good, then I think PMI data, is good. Should potentially be good. Um, Everyone still hasn't grasped that because the government's in blackout, the chances of this CPI data coming out are pretty slim. So normally what's been happening for anyone who monitors it about half an hour before it gets taken off the table. So yeah, I'm not sure why everyone is looking into CPI data because, yeah, like I said, I'm pretty sure that's going to be taken off the table. So right now we've got GBP CAD, which is coming in. We've got GBP AUD. I like this. I like it. I'm going to take a chance on this one because I just think fundamentally it's got to push. AUD is so weak. I think gold is going to continue to the downside. So let's wait and see. We're in. Let's put our stops in. So 708. There we go. Right. Let's wait and see. And then obviously we've got GBP CAD, which I also like the look of this one, but I want this to kind of slow. We're gonna have to wait for obviously this candle to close. Like we've said, obviously it's pulling back into this area of support. So we'll wait and see. I would like one more opportunity, really. Obviously, yen is now starting to change. What's at the top against yen? Because obviously this pullback might help us. So we got pound, NZD, and potentially Swiss. Let's have a look at NZD. Yeah, do you know what? I like this. I want it to basically, I want to know where we're targeting though. So potentially we're going to target this area here. That's a daily. Let's just have a look. I think that's a pretty reasonable target here. We do have another one we need to be careful of, which is this level here. Let's wait and see. So if we were going for this level here, if we were targeting this, that would be 34 pips. Yeah, I like this. I'm gonna put wait for the 15 minute. Right, I'm gonna draw it out first. So we want a nice break, retest, and then obviously up there. And then we're gonna be then I'm just gonna put a call box on 15 minute time frame. Wait for break of London opening range before entry. There we go. I like that. Let's wait and see. Let's wait and see. So we've got NZD JPY buy. There we go. Right, I'm pretty happy with it, guys. Today. Just obviously got a monitor, obviously in on your AUD. I think, sorry, GBP AUD. I think we've got in on a good price here. It's about down here, so pretty happy. That's now monitor. We want to see this continuation to the upside here. I mean, dollar is absolutely tanking now, which is yeah all over the place. Just gets everything all over the place. GBP CAD is one that I like too. So I'd like to enter this actually. So book it on a 5 minute, rejecting, nicely. You could even draw Fibonacci from for an extra confluence here. This is in our area. So yeah, we'll wait and see. But I like this. I do like it, but obviously I don't want to be in £2 at the same time. So look at that euro. Boom. Crazy. Crazy, crazy times. This is euros reacting because obviously dollar is just basically shit its pants for no reason, no reason. But there we go. So we've then got what would we compare the dollar with? NZD. Let's just have a look at how much that's moved. Not a lot, not a lot. Let's have a look at what else. We've got dollar, we've got pound, Swiss pound. I think you're going to be pleasantly surprised here. I don't think we're going to be moving crazy. Gold's not moved. We might see a big retracement here, but let's wait and see. Let's wait and see. Aussie, CAD. I mean, if we're banking on retracements, let's just have a look here. Look at euro there. Like, what a horrible, horrible trade that you would be taking this to the downside all day long. But obviously, yeah. And then it just totally recovers. Little bit of drawdown on GBP AUD. I do like GBP CAD. I like that it's recovered. It's come back into this range here. And I do think we're not taking the biscuit here, trying to push it up. So I don't mind that. Look at Euro, just crazy, crazy, crazy. I do like that. GBP CAD as well. To me looks pretty good. You know, if you obviously look at how weak CAD is, you know, it should be trending to the upside. So, right, I'm going to hold it off here, guys. We'll obviously wait and see. And yeah, you know, it should be a good day today. So yeah, let's make sure that we smash it. Have a good one, guys.